Can you believe the driver got a traffic ticket for this? Neither can millions of Japanese people online. Let's take a look at the original event, the public's response, and what happened just the other day to close it all off. Legally in Japan, drivers must yield to pedestrians at crosswalks. But what would you do if a pedestrian gave you the go-ahead motion? It's not even a question, right? You'd go. Recently, however, quite a few people in Japan have been getting ticketed for it. This incident was the final straw that, with nice and clear dashcam footage, set the internet ablaze. Our driver sees the bus ahead moving and starts following, but upon seeing a pedestrian coming, stops. Then, another pedestrian coming from the left gives a hand sign telling the driver to go ahead. The driver motions, "No, you go," but the pedestrian again insists and the driver proceeds through. The driver is soon after stopped by the police. Here's the driver speaking through a voice changer.
停車をしたところで警官の方が来てトントンってことで窓開けたら分かりますかとかなんとかって言ってきたんで、ちょっと私何のことかちょっと分かんなかったんで、いや分かりませんって言ったらなんかちょっと違反ですって言ってきたんだよね。私譲られたんで行ったんですけど、行ったら違反ですって言われたんですよね。
The news report has a section where they interview people on the street about it.
違反なんですよね。僕も一回やられたもん。あ、
当然支払って。
払いました。納得いかないけどね。僕にしてみりゃさ、おまわりさんの点数稼ぎだと思ってるからさ。
譲ったなら別にいいと思いますけどね。車の方を取り締まるんだったら、譲った側もなんか責任があると思うんですよ。
Even according to the Japanese law, at a crosswalk, a car must come to a complete stop and must not obstruct the passage of pedestrians. But it doesn't clearly say anything about going before the pedestrian. Here's some comments on the video. Note that the driver intended to contest the penalty. Instead of this, can we crack down on drivers that blow straight through crosswalks while pedestrians are there? Come on, win for us, driver. To help make motorists aware of what they should be careful of, and to help pedestrians know what to do if they find themselves in this situation. We don't need these kind of cops. I want the driver to win. I don't have a license, so this is purely the opinion of a pedestrian. But at times when, due to an injury or something, I'm unable to walk quickly, I always let cars go first. Sometimes pedestrians want cars to go first, so I hope the police can be flexible. I saw someone reply to this on Twitter saying, "From now on, let's all let police cars go first then, lol." YouTube user Kim Jong-un says, "There was no disturbance to the pedestrian. Instead of doing this kind of stuff, they should crack down on more dangerous behavior." At this point, a YouTube lawyer guy named Fujiyoshi gets involved. 6 months ago, because of a sudden rise in the issue of similar traffic tickets being issued in Yamanashi Prefecture, he uploaded a video where he called the Yamanashi Prefecture's police headquarters and asked them about it.
Hi. この歩行者に道を譲られて先に行ってくれというジェスチャーをされたから進んだら、捕まったということがありまして、それも違反になるかどうかをちょっと確認をしたくてお電話しているんですけれども。あ、そうですか。
The officer he talked to said generally people wouldn't be penalized for such a thing. Then he calls the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, who tell him that they generally wouldn't penalize people for that kind of stuff either. It's funny that in this call they have this interaction.
山梨県なんですよ。はい。
But the event we're talking about today actually did take place in Tokyo. On July 7th, a video was uploaded with the driver, anonymous, in the middle, and Mr. Lawyer Fujiyoshi on the left, calling the police station and talking to the exact ticketing officer himself to confirm the facts of the case. It's quite long, and they go in circles a lot.
はい。いや、ですね、譲らないといけないとは全く書いてなくてですね、横断必要走行者が今、直前に停止をして、歩行者の通行を妨害しちゃいけないって言ってたんです。間違いなく一時停止しているんですよ。 はい。
But Fujiyoshi goes pretty hard on the cop, who doesn't seem to understand the law in the first place.
だからどういった理由で違反なのか、その譲ってもらっても、そこをちゃんと確認して、もう本当に譲ってもらって進んだことが違法なのか違法じゃないのかをはっきりさせたいんですよ。
そもそもじゃあ運転してる方がじゃあ譲られたらじゃあどこでもじゃあ自分が進んでいいのかっていう話になってる。
いや、どこでもじゃなくて、
出ると思ってないので、撤回云々じゃないです。
いや、だからね、譲られた場合でも歩行者を妨害したことになるっていう見解は変更する気は全くないと。
だから現場判断っていうふうに先ほど。
だから現場判断じゃなくて、まずその譲られた事実があるのかないのか、どっちとして認識してるんですか？そもそも間違った事実で認識してたら、それは撤回するのは当たり前じゃないですか。だから見ればわかりますよ、はっきりと。ドラレコ見てくださいよ、だったら。そしたらすぐわかるから。
The conversation gets quite intense. Despite this, the officer still refuses to watch the dashcam footage and refuses to withdraw the offense. Fujiyoshi says he'll send the footage to the police chief. Just yesterday, while I've been making this video, there was an update. Good thing I procrastinate so much, huh? On Twitter, Mr. Fujiyoshi announced that the traffic violation was withdrawn. He says, "We went to the police station. They gave us a sincere apology. The gist of what we learned was, 1. In this case, there was no violation. 2. They believe that it shouldn't be a violation if the driver is waved through after coming to a complete stop. 3. These officers will be thoroughly instructed on what to do in the future. 4. In the future, they will check the dashcam. 5. There are not many examples of violations being withdrawn like this. Hopefully this can serve as precedent for other drivers in the future." At the end of every video, I tell a personal story about my experiences in Japan. One time, my best friend flew to Japan to hang out with me for a month, and my Japanese friends decided to give him a tourist experience, driving us from Wakayama to Kyoto in a 6-seater van. It was about a 90-minute drive on the highway. Our driver was speeding a bit. On the highway, there's these toll gates called ETC gates. Most cars have a little chip thing that automatically pays the toll and makes the gates open as you approach. You're supposed to slow down to like 20 kilometers an hour before going through, but I guess we didn't. I think there was some sort of delay or glitch or something in the gate too, because we barely avoided colliding straight with it. It was so scary, but to make it worse, a few weeks later, I learned that one of the Japanese guys who was with us, like an acquaintance, he had some sort of like illegal knife on him or something, and he was really, really sweating. Imagine if we hit that, oh. Thanks for watching. It feels like this happens every time I make a video, but this video did start as a Japanese dashcam compilation with 2 or 3 different clips, and then ended up just covering this one because it got so deep and interesting. If you'd like to see shorter form dashcam content in the future, let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe or whatever. I am a quarter of the way to the silver play button that I really, really want, so